Hello, my dears. Hello, welcome in, welcome in. Hello. I don't know if this microphone's picking up. We're using the podcast microphone. Um, just because I know that when I do just chatting segments, because of like the background, like how busy my background normally gets, you guys can hear a little bit more of my environment. So we're using the podcast microphone. Yay, because this is kind of like the sit down kind of little segments that I wanted to do in the beginning, but eventually was never able to. So, oh. My model's going to be acting a little bit weird because I have to hold this up to my face. But what is today about? Today is about mental health and streaming. And I feel like I'm a very poor example of this topic very specifically, just because I know that I have very bad days. And instead of taking the time that I need, I end up streaming anyways because I have a very deep rooted opinion of myself failing to provide content. I know that's a really bad mindset, but I know that if I don't produce content, then I become irrelevant, I get forgotten about, and I'm just one of those people who end up getting forgotten about a lot, unfortunately. So that's just always been like my feeling. If I just stop making, I'm changing the playlist, by the way, so we can get something a little bit different. But no, that's always just been my feeling. Even if I was having a really bad day, I need to make sure that something gets posted, something gets edited. I have to make sure that I message this person. I have to do this thing. And I just ended up wearing myself out really bad. And it ended up depleting the headspace that I should have actually had in the first place, which is, if you've ever seen me perform or if you've ever seen me do a panel, one of the main things that I preach is comfortability, accessibility, and genuineness. And that is something that I have been lacking with in myself, and I've noticed the lack. So last week and the week before, I took a hard stop. What I mean by this is I didn't produce anything new. I didn't make any new content. I didn't make any new videos. I had everything already pre-scheduled for the week because knowing me, if I didn't schedule it, then it probably wasn't going to get done with the way that my schedule is. So I did a hard stop. And for 10 days, I just was popping in and out, saying hi to people on stream, being active in my friends' communities, and then tried planning a few things for next month, like collabs and stuff like that, hanging out, movies, like I'm trying to be more active in my own Discord, creating my own safe space, creating my own community, because I feel like I've just been popping from Discord server to Discord server, using those as kind of like my little, oh, well, I'm here, so that's not, it's not as genuine as if I was actually putting in time and building my own server. So that's what I was doing yesterday. I don't think any of the bots are working, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up asking or putting out applications for a Discord mod in line with working with Brandon, who actually helped me make the server to begin with. Just because, I don't know, I feel like there's parts of my content where I've been failing, and that's been a very common thought of mine, that First, it felt like I was failing for a totally different reason than it does now. In the very beginning, when I debuted, my consistent thought was nobody got my theme. I entered into Smash or Pass. I entered into design contests. I entered into this. I entered into that. I was meeting mutuals and introducing myself a certain way. And this has become a topic again recently, as in the last couple of days, where VTubers now are promoting design cohesiveness over originality. So I saw this and I'm like, 2 years ago, I would have completely fell for this. 2 years ago, knowing the way that I was being treated because of my design or the way that I was trying to act and put on an act, I would have fell for this hook, line, and sinker. I would have seen my model, seen the way that I was presenting it, and I would have done a huge rebrand without even trying to develop my personality first or develop my character lore first or any of like the 100 little steps that I've taken since October 2023. Like, it was bad. Even before I debuted, even before I had my model, I was sending pictures and like character art refs and all these things, getting into as many contests and streams and collabs as possible, trying to get as seen as possible, because that's what you're supposed to do for debut prep. And the consistent thing was, what is your theme? What is your design? I don't see it here. Like, it doesn't look cohesive. And I'm pretty sure that we can agree that this design, even the model before, just the aged down version, we can kind of all agree that she's pretty cohesive for what she was. Even the 3D models, all of my V-Ride models, except for a couple of them in the middle, because obviously we had the Halloween models and the birthday models, like we had the fun stuff too. But if we're going off of my true original form-fitting design, this one, and I was introducing myself as Ellie Mitsuri, the Cupid's Reaper, the Reaper of Hearts, and at the time, I think in 2023, I was also saying that I was the bunny familiar. So I actually had to add that bit when I was introducing myself. I'm like, I'm Ellie Mitsuri, the Cupid's Reaper, the Reaper of Hearts, and the bunny familiar, your next best friend. I had to add that last bit, and I eventually dropped it because I realized that I added it for somebody who wasn't even a supporter. Like, I added it to my intro because somebody said that you're not going to get the Cupid's Reaper kind of theme by the way that my model is set up, by the way that my design is, by my overlays and my assets. And you can kind of see it in like my older stuff where I have like, hold on. You got the scythe in the background, and you have the scythe in the background, and the hearts, and the flurries, and the wings. I have a really intensive lore right now in my Discord server. If you go to my lore corner, my very basic lore is in there. And I've had people be confused by what my theme is, what my design is, and they've asked for my lore. And I've given them this condensed version that basically almost everybody has. I also have like a Cliff Notes version in case it was ever really... I just realized my music was on this slide this entire time. I just realized my music wasn't on this slide this entire time, but it's okay. I am an... Oh, well, it's on. Well, it was on the slide. It just wasn't turned on. But it's been a thing. It's been a thing with me trying to make sure that everybody is happy with my design, with the way that I talk, my personality. It's just been difficult. It's been very difficult. And I'm saying this as somebody who has lost a lot of people because of changes that others have requested, or have lost people because of not wanting to make changes that others requested. I lost a lot of like really good friends that I thought were really good friends because I wouldn't change the way I did my intro, or I wouldn't change my character design because they thought that I was copying them while they were doing a re-debut. Or I lost somebody because they were jealous of my boyfriend, Soraya. I've been dating Soraya consistently for 2 years. Before that, we were long distance, so I've known them for almost 3 years. I've had people be a little bit snobby because with the way that my IRL life is, I give myself an allowance for content. So my allowance, let's just say, is $200 a month. I give myself $200 a month to do fun stuff, to do conventions, to do all of these things. And I was told that I shouldn't be boasting that. And I agree that boasting your wealth to those who cannot afford to do this as a hobby is wrong. But this was me doing a panel on cost effectiveness of VTubing and how to do it for free, if not for less than $200. Because I am someone who did it for less than $200. I noticed... Oh. Soraya, the food is here. Soraya, the food. Our food is here. I don't know if he's going to go get it. That was the part that I was worried about, because that's why I did the podcast mic. Soraya, the food is here. The food is here. Rescue the food. I think he's going. He's rescuing the food from our big dogs. From our big dogs. I also remember when I first started selling merch, because I started selling merch about a year in, but it took me about a good 4 or 5 months to actually like settle on designs and stuff like that, because I started selling merch this year. The year before, I started selling merch drop ship October last year for my 1-year anniversary. I started making merch in-house February of this year, because I started doing conventions and vending events and stuff like that. Our food! Yay, food! I didn't have enough time to yours is like 1. What's that? Oh, it's my flies. Why is it wet?
I don't know. The entire thing is wet.
Is it raining?
It is raining.
Oh, that's why it's wet. Why couldn't you be like, it's raining? No ketchup? No ranch?
That was all that was in here.
Bring me ketchup. They forgot my condiments. My condiments. Ah, that's so rude. I'm gonna have to eat a dry burger. Okay, the way that I just spoke right now, I've had people tell me that I sound annoying, which is fine. I get that I'm a very annoying person, but they would say it in a way and say it consistently enough where when I asked them, did they have a problem with me and the way that I talked and the way that I was like a VTuber, they said yes, that I shouldn't be a streamer at all. And they were like, your personality is really inconsistent. Your model design is really, really boring. It's just generic. You know, there's nothing special about it. And it's this design. I agree that there's nothing really special, overly special with this design. That was kind of the point. I feel like the point was a little bit lost. Hold on, I'm opening up my menu so I can have my fun stuff. Configure. Oh. Because I don't want the thing on. I did it! Yay! Yay! No, but I get that this model isn't the most flashy of my models. It's just... that wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary. There were so many other ways that you could have gone about it. Even when I'm like talking to friends or mutuals and being like, oh, that's so exciting. I have this planned this day, but I hope that we get to hang out sometime soon. I've been accused of self-promoting, copying. It's just the whole I'm going to call it like a hypersphere, or like, it's like an echo chamber. The VTubing sphere as a whole is just this massive echo chamber. There's no way to actually be 100% original. And when you are 100% original, you feel like you haven't seen anybody with your likeness, without your design, with your lore. There's probably somebody if not smaller, bigger than you, with something similar enough where you will be accused of copying. And that's one of the things that I dislike about the community. Especially like as I was getting my bearings very early on, I had somebody accuse me of copying the theme of one of my abusers. I was saving for a Natasha at the time. I had said person call me entitled and all of these things. Like, if you are not going with everybody else's opinions, from my experience as somebody who has been in the community on and off since 2020 as a backer, as a follower, as multiple different aliases, as corpo, as agency, as independent, I have been around for a while, and I don't think that people realize that how broken you can get in such a short amount of time. But also, I don't think a lot of people have realized how long I've actually been a VTuber. So my rise and recession at the rate that it's going, to me it seems natural for the amount of time that I have been exposed to this type of behavior. Not to mention also, in the VTubing community, it's a lot like the cosplay community, in my opinion, with the way that drama is handled. If you're somebody who needs to speak on drama because you feel personally offended or attacked by it, you are not helping the drama. You are actually feeding the person that causes the pain. And what I mean by that is I believe that you can't be the villain and the victim at the same time. That true, genuine fear and distrust of others comes from genuine trauma. If you are somebody that wants to openly speak on your experience, from at least my perspective, from my experience, you need the backing of other people around you from the fear of tarnishment. One of the main reasons why I'm not allowed to talk about my experiences with a lot of issues that I've been a part of is because of, one, I don't have backing from other people affected by it, but two, mentally knowing that other people could potentially understand the damage that was caused, that's more detrimental than people just realizing that maybe I realized something wrong, maybe I misinterpreted something. I would rather just let it die out naturally than have it be brought to light in a sense where I'm not able to control what people's perspective is anymore. I would rather stay where I am now than let myself be a victim or a villain again. There has been times lately where especially with my like work day life or my work life management, I'll get up, I'll go to work, I'll check on my retweets, my Tumblr, all of these things. I'll do my Instagram DMs, I'll do my Blue Twitch DMs, I'll do all of these things, and then I go home and I want to message people to hang out with, and I want to message people to be my friend and to play games with me. I message the same 3-4 people, and crickets. I just hate that feeling. I really do, and I understand that other people have time. They have limited time, and they have their obligations and their things and their collabs and their streams, and that's kind of why I kind of want to transition out of making streamer friends, if that makes any sense. I know that I'm not going to be able to compete with other people's form of income, their ambitions, their goals, and me trying to compete with that and trying to make friends within the community has honestly been one of the hardest things that I've ever done. And it continuously is the hardest things that I've ever had to do. Just fighting to get some kind of... I've been trying to get art with my friends and their designs for a year. And in between rebrands and my issues and their rebrands and their art and their rules, it just... I would rather have an in-person or a genuine, like, on and offline friend than everything having to be content. And I don't like feeling like every time I make a friend that's a VTuber or a streamer, our entire relationship is cemented by the fact that we're friends because we make content. That makes me feel worse about being their friend. Like, even if they're like, especially if they're bigger than me, because if I ask you to collab and we've known each other for a couple of months, my first thought is, okay, let's do something private first. We'll play a game privately first, get the vibes out, and then we'll plan something for a week in advance. Most of the time it doesn't make it online. Most of the time it doesn't make it to a stream. And that's completely fine. If you would rather not be my friend publicly but would play a game with me privately, for your own comfortability, if that's the way you need to be my friend, that's okay. I just want honesty. I just would like it to be honest that you had no intention of doing a collab, rather than me do my normal spiel, and then it being like, oh well, I don't want to do a collab with you. I don't want to do art with you. I don't want to do this. Like, I think that you're a good, like, I feel like you're a good hangout, but you're not a my community type of person. That's something I've heard once or twice, that I'm not a X person's community type of person. Like, I'm not meant to be there. I've had a lot of negative experiences in the community, and I'm not trying to shit on the community, please. I'm just saying that when you get dealt a bad hand, you get it dealt in full. I was dealt several bad hands, and it still comes out in full. But oh, that hurt. I don't know if you heard that, chat. That was a bad quack. But between even before this year, I was having some issues with doing offline collabs, meeting people in person, doxing, cosplay community stuff. I moved up here with Soraya. That had its own set of issues because of people in my personal community. It wasn't even his community that had an issue with it. It was my community as a cosplayer, and one or two VTuber mutuals that were like, you're taking a giant risk even going and meeting him. Now you're moving in together. If you make irrational decisions like this, I don't know if we can be friends. There was actually somebody at one point who made it more or less an ultimatum that if I moved in with Soraya, we would not have a relationship anymore. And they were really possessive and toxic and stuff like that. And then there was a few people who did more or less the same thing, but were genuinely concerned about my safety. And their safety came from a place of, they didn't live in America, if I remember this correctly. They lived in South America, where it was relatively common where young women or young men would move in with their partners in the US, and then they would never return home. So they were taking that mindset and being a little bit concerned of, oh, well, you're moving in with this person you don't know. Make sure your family knows in case you don't come home. And I'm like, I'm good. I'm okay, I'm good. But it's almost like people don't trust me. Like, they don't trust me to make my own decisions. They don't trust me to make my own positive judgment. I realized that recently, that I'm not going to have the same effect as I do, or as I did way back when. As a cosplayer, I was a little bit more, I was perceived differently. I was perceived more positively as a message, but people didn't like me personally because I was bland. Now it's, I'm just a VTuber. I'm just another average VTuber. I stream 3 to 4 days a week. I go to conventions. I do meet and greets. I'm doing a meet and greet tomorrow. And I was editing my card and I was editing all my links of where I've all appeared at. I did this cute little page in my card where I showed all the conventions that I've been a guest at or that I've tabled at, and I was sitting there realizing that all those cons were from this year. In July, so in like today is 7/25, so in July, I participated, vended, guested, appeared at 9 conventions and 2 pop-ups. So we're going to say 11 events. That's a lot. That's a lot considering that I started the year with 0. That's a lot considering the fact that I'm not a house name. I'm not a cottontail. I'm not a cottontail. I'm not anyone, like I'm not VG Bond. I am not Vexora. I'm not a fucking Roy Chato. I am not a house name. And I feel like I did relatively well. I just was holding it to a different expectation because of who my friends are. Or who my mutuals are. I also have a really bad mindset with me saying my friends, but they're my mutuals. I remember a time where being mutuals with somebody was a little bit more meaningful. It meant a lot more than it does now. And I'm still in that mindset where if we interact almost daily and we follow each other and we've gamed a few times, you are my friend. I liked you enough to let you into my space and get to know me. You are my friend. And it's heartbreaking that isn't everybody's perspective on it anymore. You're not my friend. You are a collab opportunity. You're not my friend. You are a business opportunity. You're not my friend. You're my mutual. And I need to clean through my mutuals to find... Like, I've been trying to do this for a couple of weeks. I'm trying to find who my real people are. Because... I don't know. I feel like... At this point, there are times where I feel like I would feel a little bit alone. People are afraid to use their hearts. Yeah, exactly. People are way too afraid to be genuine at times now. I bearded. People are way too afraid to use their hearts. There's a lot more risk with being genuine and being caring because, especially in places like this, you are seen as weak. You are seen as unprofessional. You are seen as less than. I know for myself when I started doing certain things and started reaching out to people for conventions that I was going to and merch and collabs and all of these things, I was like, I would rather lose money than lose our friendship. So if you want to do this, I'm okay with doing this. I just want us to have a good time. And somebody genuinely said, that's a bad business model. You'll never make any money. If you don't know my legitimate business model, let's sell myself as a business model. I am 24. I own a house outright. I have a full-time job. I do this. All the money from this goes into merch for you guys. I don't make any money off of merch. My whole business model is being remembered. That's it. I don't need to get rich quick. I don't need to build myself up to a point where graduation is the only option. I just want to feel like I'm remembered. And that's a big thing for me. I come from a really weird background, and I have a really large family. Being forgotten is very, very common. And I mean that with everything in my heart. I swear to God, my parents are not forgetful people, but they do have other things that are more important, including my 15-year-old sister. But I just wanted to feel remembered. I wanted to feel like I was doing something positive. It was a good use of my time, and I didn't want to feel like, because at the time I was a cosplayer, I didn't want to feel like I was putting on a mask anymore. I didn't want to feel like I was putting on a wig and pretending to be somebody else So I made myself into something a little bit more recognizable. I made my model look like me on purpose. And it's really hurtful when I do collabs or events, or I'll do smasher passes or model ratings, and I get the occasional, oh, well, I don't see the branding. I don't see the theme. I don't see the flair. I don't get, like, what is your model based off of? And the Belle Dauphine comment. Everybody, if you have been here long enough, you have heard the story of the Belle Dauphine comment. I was branded for about a year. Sorry if I have to keep like sighing and like clearing my throat. I'm having thyroid issues at the moment. I was branded for the longest time with this design as the Belle Dauphine VTuber. And it was hurtful. It was hurtful because I wasn't doing any NSFW content at the time. It was just because I said that the model was based off of my IRL appearance. And they went through my TikTok and my Twitter live on stream. They went through everything they could find. And they were like, oh, she looks like Belle Dauphine. She probably hit like it too. Like, there was a clip, and me and Soraya were looking for that clip a couple weeks ago because we were like reminiscing over things about my model. We were reminiscing over my model and being like, oh, we're going to miss this design once I get the new one. And I'm like, I'm probably not phasing out this current design. The whole point of this design with my Reaper design, which is the one I'm debuting soon, is that this is my modern day. This is my day-to-day life. This is the one that I walk with every day. And the Reaper design is like my past form, like two sides of one coin. And we were looking for that clip. And the channel has been said deleted. But I remember how hard just being compared to that was, and how much I hated myself, and I immediately tried to rebrand. It was my birthday, actually, when I debuted that design for the first time, and somebody was doing a smasher pass, and I participated in it. I put my design on there, and they compared me to Belle Dauphine, and within a week, I was commissioning art to get myself rebranded. It kind of, the point of that story was that you don't you don't know what somebody's lore is. You don't know what somebody is trying to do with their design. My entire design was that I wanted to incorporate myself. If you have never read my lore, my entire lore is based on self-destruction, love, and loss. I wrote her beginnings of her lore in a really dark time in my life where I was dealing with health issues. I was abandoned by a partner who said they loved me. And within a couple of months, I regained a little bit of confidence. I regained some lost interpretation of myself. I was losing friends in the process, which is where like the destruction comes in. But with that came an inability to trust others. Then somebody new comes along. Somebody trusted but also broken. And that's kind of where if you've ever read it, you know that it does go into a lot of like dark themes and details. It's actually quite long. At one point I was trying to get my lore written into a book, but it just had too many personal themes. I felt like if I ever published it, somebody from my IRL life would read it, and that would cause a whole lot of other issues. But imagine being broken to a point where you can't recognize yourself anymore, and every time you did, you couldn't remember who you're looking back at. You went to a mirror and you could vaguely remember the person looking back at you, but you don't know truly what that means. You see a different figure every single time, and then one day you don't see anything at all. Everything is dark and you feel broken, and then you realize that you're not the person that you once were. And then all of a sudden you find somebody with the exact same thing. And then you start to recognize. And then you start realizing that you're embodying somebody else, and that's comforting. That's basically what it is. The way that I had to simplify it for like the Cliff's Notes version is like, even with like the hardest traumas, or the hardest sorry, I'm feeling my neck. I'm having like genuine thyroid pain. The way that I kind of simplified it is that even in like the genuine hard times, there is always something that will bring you back. Even if it's not yourself, there will be something there to bring you resilience. Thyroid pain, it hurts. It hurts so bad. And I just woke up from a nap too, like an hour and a half ago. So it should have been going away. I just don't want to get up to get my medicine. I'm trying to find here we go. I found the synopsis page, the summary page, that ultimately the lore emphasizes the potential for change and discovering somebody's true rediscovery in your love and your true personal essence. That even if you can't recognize your own reflection, the complexities of love and the choices that we make will always draw you back to the most genuine feeling. That's what I like. Even if I'm not having a good day, I know that it's a genuine enough feeling. I'm not an empathic person. I don't know what you're feeling, but I know what I'm feeling. And I know that if I let myself have enough of these like genuinely not okay days, the stigma behind me needing to take a break, and like the feeling behind, oh, I can't take a break. If I take a break, then this is going to happen. That feeling's going to start going away a lot faster. Especially probably with like the new year coming up, where I'm going to have to take a lot more days off because I'm doing things like conventions and side work and like all of these fun, busy things. I'm generally going to have to get up to go grab my medicine. This is bullshit. Soaya, I want tea. Soaya, can you make me a cup of tea or hot chocolate? I'm having throat pain. I'm having thyroid pain. I'm being suffocated by my hormones. Bearded, thank you. I'm gonna go bother him for tea. I need tea. I am back. I have to leave the whole room to go get soy. What am I talking about? I don't know, like the genuineness of people has changed. Definitely the times have changed where there's a lot more fear involved if you are genuine. And even if you were to like incorporate aspects of yourself, like your physical type, your emotional state, like all of these things. Woke is dead as Kurt. It's not even being woke. I feel like I'm thinking. I feel like that we is the boyfriend. Yay! I feel like that we as a community, as a society, as a group of people lumped together with like ideals, be content, be VTubers, be I think your waifu is the best, people lumped together. I feel like that deep down they lost how to feel like a genuine human being. And I'm saying that as somebody who most of the time feels like it would be better off not to be as genuine. Because I'm very much people first. I would rather go without than to see a friend suffer. I would rather lose money. I would rather lose money to make something for a friend than have both of us never do it at all. I would rather go to a convention and find out it was a bad idea to meet my friends than just abandon halfway through it. And that was a lot of that. During June, when I was doing my back-to-back conventions, there was a lot of people who thought poorly of me because I was like, I really want to go home and I want to see my family, but I want to make sure that I see my friends. And the way that I was talked about behind closed doors, behind my back, in front of my face, was that I was only saying I was unhappy because I wanted somebody to take care of me. That wasn't why I was unhappy. I was unhappy because I felt like I was causing issues and failing so many people, and the reassurance was nice, but I wasn't looking for it. I wanted to make sure that I made it through that week so I can meet with all my friends or people that I thought were my friends, and I thought that doing that and showing that effort and trying to be there would bring me some sort of feeling. And all that it did was afterwards I got disowned. I got silently iced out. I got DMs and emails and hate comments and just all these things that I thought that somebody would see that I tried so hard to meet them. I bought gifts. I bought gifts. I bought gifts. I bought merch. I bought people dinners. I was trying so hard for people to like me and to be my friend because I thought they were my friend. And it didn't work out. It didn't work out. The thing that happened on Twitter, you know, the white background, black text thing, that was fun. When I got home, got so bad that my mom had to get involved because there was a point where I was staying with my mom and I didn't think I was going to get to San Jose because I was just going to fly back home. I forced myself to get through off Kai because I wanted... Yeah, I'm definitely learning that I can't please everybody. Even if I tried to please everybody, I would still end up unhappy, and it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot. I can't even please me sometimes, and not in like a weird way. know that there's always going to be something wrong with my content, the way that I do something, the way that I interact with people. I don't like the way that I talk to people now, because the way that I have to go about it has to be so professional. It sounds so fake. I can't. Like, I can't believe we've gotten to a point. I can't believe we've gotten to a point as a community where we can't just go up to somebody and be like, hey, you're really nice. I think that you're such a positive person. I really would like to be your friend, without it turning into a business deal. Like, it's a really good microphone if it had a stand. But I hate that I can't just go up to somebody and be like, hey, you've been really nice. You're a really positive person. I want to buy you a piece of fan art, and I want to hang out together. I want to hang out together, and I want you to be... No, it's fine. I like holding it in my hand. It makes it feel a little bit more like the whole podcast thingy that I'm doing. Also, I could just buy a new one. And I know that I can afford to buy a new one. Like, I can. I really can. I just miss being able to, like, go up to somebody and be like, you're really positive, and I really like your personality, and I want to be your friend. I can't make friends anymore. I can't. Everything has to be a business deal. Everything has to be a trial run. And I'm one of those people who likes doing an offline collab first and talking to you first, because I don't know what I'm getting into. I've gotten bit by people so many times. I would rather be like, hey, let's hop into a VC. Let's watch a episode of anime. Let's do a 1 to 2 hour gaming session. And then we can try doing a collab online. And it never gets that far. And I had to start doing this process after somebody who I met getting... So I had bought my car. I had bought my car last year before it broke down. And I was talking to somebody locally about getting it wrapped, like a Tasha style. And they started watching my streams and all that stuff. And then we had never hung out in a call before, but we ended up sharing a similar birthday. I think his was a few days before mine. So he was doing a subathon or something on my birthday and invited me to play Mario Kart. And just the whole stream, he was being rude to me, rude to Soraya. He ended up saying a few words that were not safe for Twitch, and I had to start putting this process in place where I need to hang out with you first. I know that's not a good... I know that's not a really good way to figure that out, but even now, like, I missed out on getting to know some really cool people before. Rude to boyfriend. This person lives local enough to me where they were like an hour away, because they worked at the shop where my car was supposed to get wrapped, and they called me self-centered for wanting my car wrapped with my character, mind you. It was my car with my VTuber character. It was my default design, so this design, and then it would have been my pop cake design, my confetti design. And just in Messenger, they got the design prepped from the studio, and I'm like, hey, yeah, they were clearly trying to smash. Oh yeah, that's right. They were trying to get me to go to Otakon with them and buy me a ticket. And they were like, oh, we can talk to the Atasha Showcase people and get your car sponsored. That way I work for free, but you still get your car done. And then because of the car that I bought, it was like a crossbody. It was like a crossbody kind of thing, almost like a Matrix. It was a Dodge Journey, but it was a STX. So it wasn't a bad car to wrap. My next fucking car is probably going to be a Kia Soul. But, oh my god, this microphone is good. I can't even hear the dogs on my relay. They were like, oh, we can go to Otakon and you can leave your boyfriend at home. And if he wants to come up, he can take your car. And I'm like, he doesn't drive. Soraya does not drive. And he's like, oh, well, also, I think you might want to change your rap idea because rapping yourself is very self-centered. And I'm like, it's my whole brand. I'm not going to rap my car that I'm using for conventions with somebody else or just an anime character on it. And he's like, yeah, well, you might want to think about it because you're not recognizable enough. Which that part I did agree with. I did agree with that part, that I'm not recognizable enough to just drive down the street and somebody know, oh, that's Bunny. I agreed with that. But when I was like, I'm paying $2,000 for a Natasha rap, and if I want my art of my character on it, then I'm going to do it. And he's like, well, that's a pretty bad idea. That's a really stupid business move. You're gonna end up wasting money and time doing this. Yeah, self-promoting. Self-promoting is also like a weird gray area. Because if somebody posts something about, oh, I'm doing a special Christmas event, 48 hours from the 24th to the 25th. If I were to be like, oh, that sounds like a really fun stream. I normally do this on the 24th if you want to join me. And then somebody completely unrelated to the conversation goes, that's totally self-promoting. You need to stop that. And then they block me. I was just saying that, hey, every Christmas, me and Soraya make gingerbread houses. And we watched the NORAD Santa Tracker. And for this year, I'm lucky enough that Hanukkah is actually the week before Christmas. It's not the week of Christmas, which Mama Soraya always makes the joke that when Hanukkah overlaps with Christmas, we'll do a blue Christmas tree. She lied to me. We had Hanukkah on Christmas last year. I did not get my blue Christmas tree. I had to get my own blue Christmas tree. But I'm lucky enough this year where I'm going to do my 8 days of Hanukkah stream, and it's not going to interfere with my and Saria's Christmas streams, which is great. Somebody was talking about doing a concert on Halloween, and I was like, oh, that sounds so fun. I'm actually debuting on Halloween, but I really hope that you have a lot of fun, and I tagged a few people that I thought would be interested in joining, because they're Halloween themed and autumn themed and a whole bunch of that. You don't know why I'm on your homepage? Well, it's a sign. I was pointing out, like, hey, I'm doing this on Halloween, but here's a few of my friends that I know that would be interested. Yeah, Dan Clancy has been jumping into other people's charity streams for his charity, while everybody's promoting the Iron Strong stuff. I had somebody get mad at me. It's a sign. I had somebody get mad at me this week because they were doing a donate plasma thing for Iron Mouse, and I donated $20. And I commented, I love Iron Mouse. I donated $20 because unfortunately I can't donate plasma. With my medical conditions, I am not eligible to donate plasma. I can't. I physically cannot give plasma. And they started saying, well, if I can't donate plasma, $20 wasn't enough. How dare I not support this charity? Do I not understand what the community is trying to do? And that was a lot. That was a lot. I am not required to support anything, but I did because I am somebody who also accepts blood. I might not be somebody who is able to give blood, but I am somebody who has to accept it when the time is applicable. So I donated $20. That's $20 to me. If I could have donated more this week, I would have. Okay, the microphone is losing its cred at the moment. But exactly, Surya is exactly the same way. Me, I can't donate blood because I have underlying conditions that will always come back. Surya can't donate blood because of his medication, and also just it's kind of like a common practice where I am hyper vigilant about my blood just because of past treatments and past medications. I know that they still can loom in my body for a certain amount of time, especially things like oral chemo. I've heard things where oral chemo can regenerate in your body after a certain point. Oh my god, the dogs. Arthur is very angry. But I've heard things from doctors that if you take oral chemo, there are chances of a certain protein in your medication being able to regenerate through your bloodstream. That's what keeps it working consistently for a long time. Do I get hot cocoa now? Hot cocoa?
I gotta do my medicine.
Hot cocoa?
Then I will get you something.
Okay, hot cocoa. I want hot cocoa. Hot cocoa. Hot cocoa. A lot of complaints. I haven't complained. I'm just asking. I'm sorry. Was it actually... Who complains? Arthur? Arthur's being a big baby. Arthur and Ruby. You can hear Ruby now because she's closer, but Arthur is the...
Right now that's Harley, but...
That's not Harley. That's Ruby.
Well, that's Harley.
That one? That's
Yes,
Harley.
that one.
The little bark? That was Ruby. That's Harley.
Yeah,
that's
Harley.
Ruby.
Yeah.
That's Harley. That's Ruby. I'm sorry about the 3-minute ads, okay? 3 minutes for 1 hour. No, it should be 90 minutes.
That mic is actually really good because while I'm sitting in my office with the door shut, I can hear the dog from downstairs more than I can hear it through your stream.
Well, chat can hear you, but the dogs, definitely the dogs. It's not even really a grind. I'm required to do ads. I am required to run ads, and 1 minute. I don't like the word grind. I don't. I get why the word is used. Like respect the grind. Like no stop. The hustle. You know, going for that. I don't go for the grind. They are really upset down there. I don't go for the grind. I don't go for the grind. I don't do it for a meme. I don't try to... Like I said before, I'm not one for get popular quick schemes. Just because I've tried them in the past and all that it ended up with was me being less respected or me respecting myself less. I could never get behind trying to blow up to a point where if I were to blow up tomorrow, let's just say for the sake of this conversation, I blow up tomorrow. I hit partner within the month. I end up getting affiliated and partnered with all these different companies and all of these things. And then I end up so busy that I end up losing more of my brand. I have to start transitioning into things that are against my morals. I would never let myself get to that point because one of the big things that I try to keep in my community is myself. I don't like being managed by other people. I don't like being told. It's not that I don't like being told what to do. I don't like being forced to. I don't like being forced to be disgenuine, dishonest. I don't like being forced to be dis. I wish that there were more opportunities for me to Be honest, be genuine. That's why I enjoy doing panels in addition to meet and greets and stuff like that. I like sharing knowledge. I like sharing my feelings. I like sharing moments of weakness because sometimes just seeing those, oh my god, seeing those in somebody else helps you. Oh my god. Soraya went downstairs and now they're all loud again. Okay, we might have to pause. Hold on. They will not stop barking. The mother-in-law has returned with groceries. Mama Soraya has come in with groceries, so they're all acting a fool. They're all acting a fool, and there's a deer outside. They're all acting a fool. I don't I don't know. Just I really wish the community was different. I do. I wish that everything didn't seem like it was a threat. It was a contest. I wish there was more collaboration and less competition. I wish that I wish whenever anybody says, hey, I'm having a hard time, I'm going to take a couple days off, I wish that wasn't immediately met with, well, so and so is able to stream every single day and they're not having any issues. They are. They very much are. There are so many reasons why people burn out within the first 5 years of being a content creator. It's because of burnout. It's because of burnout, because they feel like they have to do content every single day or they're not going to be able to keep ahead of the algorithm. There are so many reasons why your favorite streamer is able to stream every single day. Maybe it's because they have a team. Maybe it's because they have maybe it's because they have a team. Maybe it's because they have editors. Maybe it's because they have their partner. Maybe they have a support system. Not everybody does. Some people, including myself, make their content their personal project. They don't take on any additional help. They don't take on many forms of management or assistance. They want to be the one hands-on touching everything. They want to make sure that it gets done right because at the end of the day, it's them. There's a lot of things. What was that? It's okay. Surya bought, not brought, he broke a, it's like a frosted, like mug glass, like a beer glass. Yeah, it's fine. I just had to clean it up because if I didn't, I would be finding glass in my socks for ages. It's So what happens when I ask for things? Things end up broken. It's not okay. It's not okay. Things end up broken. Dogs are still barking. No. I do actually want to, because this is a free resource. It's made by Deli. Deli is a VTuber who has been making these really accessible and cheap documents on common issues, especially with like growth and like VTuber stuff. This one she released, I think, 2 weeks ago. If I can grab it. This one she released about 2 weeks ago. It's on very basically enough. It's just a reminder that you're doing enough. It is literally just I should probably put it in both chats. I do have 2 chats. I should put it in both. Bop. It is literally just a reminder that you are doing enough. When you feel like you're not, you are doing enough. So it goes through kind of some of like the smaller topics, like everybody doesn't have bad days. Everybody does have bad days. Everybody does have bad days. Everybody feels like they're not making enough. Everybody feels like they're not doing enough. If you feel like you are, that's probably like it's a really good document. I have, I think, all of them at this point except for one. But finding your character. Your character is more than like your design. There is a difference between your character as a person and then your character like design aspect. I feel like knowing the difference nowadays is kind of lost. There's not a lot of people with genuine character. And it comes with the whole performing. This is a performance. Whether or not it's going to be your main form of expression, doing this is a performance. You are setting yourself up to be public with a microphone, sometimes a script, sometimes you need to edit, you need to buy things for it. It's more or less like pageanting. I did pageants as a kid. This is a little bit more intense than that because you're under a little bit of a finer microscope. But this is a performance. You lose yourself in playing a character, and that's kind of like where the dishonest and the disgenuinency comes in. Hi.
Here's hot chalky.
Hot chalky, yay! Very hot chalky. Thank you for the very hot chalky. Yeah. The very hot chalky that he had to break a glass for. Oh, he's gone. Oh, okay. I was ignored. But imagine, like, you feel like this is nothing but a performance. You have your character, you have your lines, that's it. You lose all the personal value in it. It's horrible, but... I'm being made fun of behind my back in my own home. That's not funny. So Mama Soraya was walking downstairs and Soraya turned on the light for her to be polite. And she, if you don't know my last name personally, I'm not going to say it, but we have it as like a common joke amongst myself, family, and friends that, oh, when I do something stupid or I hurt myself, I'm blanking it. Blank is not just like I'm Ellieing it for the sake of this. So he's like, oh, I'm turning the light on for you. And she's like, don't worry, I'm not going to Ellie it. I'm being made fun of in my own goddamn house. This is bullshit. This is not fair. Unplugging is like one of those. I hate unplugging because I feel like I'm gonna miss something all the time. But I unplugged for the first time in a good while, and I ended up remodeling my bathroom. Really decently okay for the time frame that I gave myself. I gave myself 3 days. First month she was here, she fell up and down the stairs probably 7 times. Probably the first year I was here, I fell down the stairs probably once a week, if not every other week. I never grew up in a house with stairs. I grew up on like farm level homes because I was a rancher girl. I had horses and goats and chickens and ducks and all those fun old things. So having a dual level house with a sub basement and everything freaking has stairs. Yeah, stairs are hard. I never had stairs in my homes growing up, okay? It was a new challenge for me. I still can't get up and down the stairs without the guardrail. I feel like a little lady. I'm a little lady. Luckily enough, since I've moved in, my butt has gotten a lot more toned. And I think it's just at this point, it's a defense mechanism. In case I fall down the stairs, it's toned. It's prepared. It's ready. I will say that I have stopped falling up the stairs. I just keep falling down the stairs. And it's literally down the stairs before the landings. Because we have a 2-story house, but the second story is it's a flat half level. It's a half level, I think. Hello. Why didn't my alerts are hidden. That's why they didn't work. Hello. I'm so sorry you didn't. Oh, there it is. There's a photo alert. Hello. Welcome in, Neon. Welcome in. Hello, my name is Ellie Mitsity, or Cryptic Bunny. I'm a spicy, sweet, angelic Cupids Reaper, the Reaper of Hearts, and thank you for giving me yours. Not that you had a choice. You came into my chat. Welcome. I feel like I've gotten better at my mobility. If you were somebody that I met during Offkai or HM, I did have my cane a little bit during like the longer portions of the weekends, specifically on Saturday nights and Sundays, just because at that point I was wiped. Yes, it was very badass. It was purple. I've had that cane for, oh my god, I've had that cane since 2020, I'm pretty sure. It's old, reliable at this part. Purple. But I'm somebody who struggles with my mobility quite a bit. And it comes in waves. It just comes with like a couple of my underlying conditions. Like lupus is pretty common in my family, and I have hyperthyroidism. So I end up with a lot of muscle swelling and bone density issues. If you've ever seen me, I wear compression gloves sometimes during hand cam streams just because I have a couple of tendon issues, which is funny because I only have carpal tunnel and tendon issues in my ring finger and my pinky finger. And my doctor said it's from me holding my cell phone. It's from me holding my cell phone because I put 2 fingers behind my cell phone when I hold it because I have a pop socket on my cell phone. So my middle finger and my index finger hold the pop socket. Or if I'm not reaching for the pop socket, my ring finger and my pinky finger are propping up my phone. Yeah, he said get off the damn phone. Well, it's better than my cardiologist asking me what's my caffeine intake for the day. And I said, I don't know how much caffeine is in a 16-ounce monster. And she's like, that's probably like one of those is my 3-day allotted amount of caffeine for my health. And I'm like, oh, so I drink one of those every single day while I'm at work. I drink one of those a day, 4 days a week. And on the weekend, I eat clean. I don't drink any excess caffeine. I had to explain that too. During when I was in California, I was able to eat a lot more food that I was able to in Virginia. And a lot of the restaurants that we ate out at, I was like, I have to avoid these three things. Because two of which I'm allergic. I'm allergic to most seafood, and I'm allergic to avocado. So somebody was like, hey, let's go get sushi. And I'm like, you're going to have to leave without me. I can't eat sushi. I'm allergic. And they were like, okay, we'll go get yamatami. If you know what yamatami is essentially like Japanese barbecue skirt steak and grilled chicken. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's a restaurant in San Diego, and there's also one of them in my hometown because that's where the restaurant owner used to grow up. So I was like, okay, we'll go yamatami, and we end up eating it, and I'm like, I gotta go grab a Benadryl. This has sesame oil or soy oil on it, and I'm gonna blow up. And they're like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, I didn't even think about it. I just was so excited to eat food. I didn't even think about it. With me and Soraya's combined allergies, with no, not even soy. With fish, I don't know why I said soy. I'm sensitive to soy, but I love soy. With our combined allergies, fish, nut, avocado, and then I don't think we have any other. We literally have like a slight handful of restaurants we can eat at, like both of us can eat at. So today we got Buffalo Wild Wings. I forgot to get ranch. Nut. Soraya is allergic to nut. Nut. There's a nut button if anybody wants to hit the nut button. Nut. But there's only like a really... There we go. There's like a very few restaurants that we can actually eat at. Oh my god, they're barking again. There's only like a few restaurants that we're able to eat at or can eat at due to allergies. And also, we have... I forgot what it's called. But I am afraid of... Soraya is afraid of new foods. And like trying new foods. And it's really, really fun to see what I can make him like... So we're trying a series sometime soon, probably in the next month or two, where he's picking foods from TVs and movies, and I'm going to cook it for him, and he's going to try them on stream. No. No. We were not fun like that. But we do make like the same... I like it because of my autism, because we eat like the same 7, 8, 9 things every single week. It's consistent for me. I like that. That feeds my autism brain. But we were talking about you picking out meals from TVs and movies. We've already done it once because you ate ratatouille. But me recreating some of your cartoon favorite foods, and I make them safe for you to eat. And that was like a fun experience because we did that with ratatouille. That was the fun part. It's fun for me to make you new foods and like see you experience it. It makes me feel proud. It's a very proud moment for me, okay? I'm sorry I said it was fun. Okay? It's like how you feel when you see me doing things. Oh, are we gonna make things from Food Wars? I'll wear the apron. I'll wear the apron. I'll do it. I'll wear the apron and like my peasant top with the booba. Or I'll get the bikini from Meat Meat. Meat Meat, the American flag bikini. Oh, you'll wear the apron? So you're wearing the mask and the apron? That's not fair. Why do you get to wear all the fun stuff? I'm not actually getting the bikini. Not for Twitch.tv. Not for YouTubes. That's a lot. But I want the apron too. That's not okay. That's a different site. I don't think we can make a fancy stream out of the... Blue Twitch stream out of that. Aren't they like 17 in the anime? I saw somebody... Oh, well. That's not funny. I saw somebody getting mad on Blue Twitch about... I think it was an Attack on Titan cosplay. Aren't they like 20 in Attack on Titan? I don't know. I haven't finished it. Oh, season 1 they're 14. Oh. So yeah, definitely not. I'm eating food now because I'm starving to death. I bought food 2 hours ago and I haven't eaten it yet. And I feel like I'm done with my topic. There's 5 seasons of it. See, we're not doing that. You know what we're gonna do? You know what we're gonna start with first? We're gonna start with Danganronpa. Because it's one of my favorite games. One of my favorite storytelling games. Or we can start making food from like Persona, Pokemon. Are we still talking about Food Wars? This hot cocoa is helping my throat. It's very nice. I only watched season 1 or 2 of Food Wars just because when I started watching it, I think I was still living at home. So it's kind of it was kind of not the best day to be watching at home. Yeah, the story. Yeah, it had a lot of fan service in it. Like a lot. Like a ton. Like too much. I don't mind fan service, but I watch a lot of anime with my family, like my younger sister and one of my cousins. So when I'm trying to find something that I want to recommend outwards, it can't be anything that Soraya has watched with me. Because I know Soraya too well. I know Soraya too much. I'm sorry. How did Connor end up on the news? I'm sorry. I'm scrolling through Twitter. Connor got on the news. Oh, because of the thing. He ended up on the news. Okay, I need to send this to Soraya because this is insane. They took his tweet out of context for something like political. Poor Connor. Poor Connor. Oh no, Connor. I feel like honestly, this whole thing with V Shoujo, I'm not speaking on the drama. I'm not a participant of the drama, though I could be if I wanted to. I just don't feel like getting my name into that ring right now, even though I knew Gunrun and his associates, a couple of them. But I do want to say something really positive. The fact that Iron Mouse on her own was able to build a community. Like, okay, her community is large and vast, but obviously there was something right with the way that she promoted herself based on how genuine the people inside her community were. Seeing as that they broke $1.3 million to replace what was stolen. You have to... She was a good enough person that people backed her and believed her, and she's a very good person. That brings some sort of shining light to the community. And I'm not one to speak on big things, but obviously if there was something to redeem there, it was. She redeemed her wholesomeness. She redeemed her community. She protected herself and her friends, and she was able to fulfill a promise. All within a week's time, mind you. That, to me, is a wonderful thing. It's a very wonderful thing. She did absolutely everything she could have. She worked so hard and put herself out of her own comfort zone to make sure that everybody was taken care of while minding her own physical health and mental health. And then she had the most strength to leave, and everybody else trusted her and followed her. Being that kind of person, I wish I was that. Oh, and the dogs are barking again. I wish I was that kind of person who was strong enough to put up boundaries without drama, who had that genuine backing from not even the company at that point, but her genuine friends. Those were her friends. Those were her girls. She started it and they trusted her. I wish I had something like that. I wish that I was able to not be that size, but have a community like that. And I want to strive to be that. Not in size or fame and fortune. I really just want to feel. I want to feel half as proud as she did, knowing that everybody trusted her enough to make this big decision. I want to feel half as proud as she did raising that money and being able to put a positive spin on this tragic situation. And I want to see them all succeed. Not as an idol, but as people. Because that's what they are. And I feel like VTubing, I know, strives a lot for the idol culture. And I feel like that's also where some of the negativity comes in. Because while you're striving for perfection and promotion, and you're striving for until the very end, until you graduate, until you're able to say your final goodbye, your final calling card, you need to be this positive, like polished, like beaming, pure ball of white light. And that's not all of us. That's definitely not all of us. And this new kind of like age era, because VTubing goes through different ages, I believe, different like themes and segues and different kind of like different like waves. This new one is probably going to be hard for a lot of us because with dishonesty and distrust, even if you weren't affected by it, you will feel the effects. You will feel the effects of people deciding not to trust you anymore, of people losing trust in people, being hermited, and having very low spoons day. Even if you weren't directly a victim, the VTubing community is such a hyper, it's like it's an echo chamber. Even if it doesn't happen to you, it will make its way to you eventually, and you will resonate with that so much that you start isolating yourself. And I sadly am one of those people who isolates themselves pretty regularly because of things that happen, not in a negative way, but in a self-preserving way. I'm afraid. I am very afraid of a lot of things. So I feel like stepping away and isolating myself is normally the best way to go about it. Because times where I speak up, or I try to be honest, and I did something once where it probably wasn't the best mindset to do it. I was trying so hard to protect all my friends. And I started this mass copy pasta. And it was poor timing. I ended up ruining some people's experience, and I apologized for that. And I still know that I clipped it. I clipped a bit of it. And when I said in the clip, what I ended up saying in that clip was that I want to feel genuine. I wanted to feel fulfilled, and I wanted to feel like people didn't hate me. And somebody took that clip out of context and said that I was putting on an act, that I was trying to use pity, and I was trying to spin the narrative. They can say that all they would like, but it's always interesting how you may feel like you were failed, and you may feel like you were lost and you're unwanted. And then you show yourself be genuine, and you're called one of the biggest fakes ever. It's just always been interesting to me where even like as a kid and you're feeling like genuine feelings that you don't understand, there's always people who are like, you're being dramatic. And most of the time that comes from your parents, because let's face it, raising a kid is hard. So you're overwhelmed, you're overtired, and your kid comes to you being like, I don't know what's going on, I'm lost at like this and that, and you're like, oh, don't worry about it, you're dramatic, it's natural, it's fine, you'll be okay. Well, imagine what happens now. Hey, I feel underappreciated, I don't know what's going on, everybody hates me, I need, like, can you reassure me as a parent? Oh, you're fine, you're being dramatic, don't care about what other people say, you know, if you care about what everybody says, you're gonna end up broken and alone. Okay, so that's what happened. I ended up caring about what everybody said, I ended up broken and alone. That was a big bark. I didn't end up entirely alone, but I do know that a lot of people tried to phase themselves out of my life because they would rather protect themselves than ask questions. That's what happened with a lot of my friends, and why there's not as many collabs or stream togethers or movies or just positive interactions. There is barely anybody to interact with, and that's sad. I made a tweet earlier in the week that I lost friends and mutuals and the company of others, but I wonder how many of those people actually asked me questions before writing me off. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. My name is Ellie Mitzi. I am a spicy, sweet, angelic Cupid's Reaper, the Reaper of Hearts, and thank you so much for giving me yours. We're talking a little bit about streaming and mental health. But yeah, imagine how many of those people approached me and asked me questions before writing me off. Two people asked me questions and got to know me before entirely writing me off. And one of those was Vivi-chan. I had never spoken to Vivi-chan prior because I was more or less led to believe that she didn't like me. And that was my fault for assuming. Just because of how things were being planned, rushed, and forced, and, like, things were hanging in the balance, I thought she didn't like me. Nobody redeemed first! Soraya, that's, like, your whole job. But yeah, I only had 2 people message me and check if I was okay. Recently, one of my friends is working. You told me to give others a chance, so I stopped. Yeah, giving somebody a chance is like 20 minutes, not 2 hours. God. Trying to think. You act like I don't listen to you from time to time, because you don't. You don't. You genuinely don't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I'm surprised you listen to me. But imagine. But like, actually, imagine. Okay, recently one of my friends, my newer friends, this friendship is just starting to develop. We're probably raiding into her too, because she just started her stream. She was polite enough to be like, hey, I know you're not doing okay. I wanted to let you know that I am working with this person. It is ran by my management, and I know that it's a great opportunity for me, but I don't want you to be scared. I want you to be able to know, and I feel like we're having a good friendship right now, but I would like you to know I'm doing this. Just that alone, like being like, hey, just so you know, this is what I'm doing. I know that you're having some issues. This is somebody you don't personally want to interact with, but this is being handled by my management, so I'm letting you know because you are my friend. That made me feel so much better. Like, even that. It's not that I want to force or police people's experiences, because I know that my experience with this specific person and the specific company and all of these things is such a genuinely unique experience, because not everybody is going to be put in the position that I was. I cannot police everybody else's interaction with them. Because, let's face it, they are one of the only people that gives this kind of experience. And, like, I just can't. I can't be the reason why my friends, or people that I say are my friends, mutual friend, we've interacted once or twice, we've done a random collab together. I can't be the person that ruins your good experience. And even as I was trying to, like, slim down my people I interact with, I believe I told this to Goddess, if not Goddess, somebody similar, that I know that I am not worth or able to provide the exact same things that they are. So if it's easier to remove me as a friend than lose your business opportunities, you should. You should. You should preserve what leg up you have in this industry than trying to risk it being my friend. And that's just the kind of person I am. I would rather end up alone than watch me ruin everybody else's chances to succeed. And it sucks. It sucks that I'm like this, because I feel like if there was a lot more... I feel like if there's a lot more emphasis on genuine friendships and helping each other grow and explore these awkward couple of first years, trying to get your bearings and trying to get your designs together, there would be less and less people inclined to make these negative interactions and seek them out for attention. I can only speak on my... Well, yes, I would rather... Personally, myself, I would rather keep the friend than the business opportunity. But I know that I am not worth the same thing. I'm not. I'm not able to help you grow the same way. I'm not able to promote you the same way. I can be a viewer, but I cannot give you the same opportunities as such and such. I can't even get myself into certain places. Others may disagree about your own worth, though. Well, you're biased. Both of you are biased. I don't want to be the reason why somebody can't succeed. I don't want somebody to give up on an experience just because I had a bad experience, or because I did this, or just any of a plethora of reasons. This person makes me uncomfortable. This person did this. This company does this. I don't want to be that person that stops everybody from having those experiences. I can't control what you do, but I don't want to be one of the little voices, because let's face it, we have all of those tiny little voices that we have to fight every single day. I fought that little voice whether or not I was going to get out of bed today. I was supposed to do something with a couple of friends, and I don't think that any of them remembered about it. I was supposed to play games with a few people, and I think each one of them kind of forgot about me, so I just took a nap. I was even debating getting up from my nap to do the stream, and I ended up being a few minutes late because I wanted to spend a few extra minutes talking on the phone with my dad and getting myself in a better headspace, and I ended up doing this stream because this is a topic that I feel like is a pretty decent topic to talk about. We don't acknowledge mental health. We don't acknowledge the cause and effects of certain things. I know that I have very bare minimum self-worth, especially here. I know what I'm worth to people outside of the work. Ah! Hold on, I'm trying to figure out who you are. I'm sorry. Hold on. I need to look. No. No, absolutely not. Hold on. Sorry, I'm very bad with names. No, absolutely not. With like the larger servers and stuff like that, and groups and stuff like that, I just get too anxious, honestly. I just get way too anxious. Um, I wish, like, I haven't even properly introduced myself in there. Um, I'm just not really active, and I don't think I contribute much, if anything. Um, I get in my head way too much. Like, this will be like the second group I've ever been a part of, and I don't know. I haven't introduced myself. I haven't really promoted in there. I feel like I'm not bringing much to the table. I feel like I'm not worthy of a name. That's probably be a better way to explain it. I don't feel like I'm worthy of a name. I'm not worthy of being a part of a group or like a partnership or having certain things because I'm not succeeding in the way that I thought. Like I would love to do groups. I would love to do group activities and partnerships and doing all of these fun things, but I can't even get myself to stream consistently sometimes because just I'm just it's not I don't like calling myself a VTuber. I don't. I really don't. I'm half tempted to go back to hybrid streaming with face cam and stuff like that, but like I've never had VT in my name. I've never had a VT in my name. I barely tag anything with VTuber on it just because some of the things that people inside the community do that go outside. Like, I don't, like, sometimes something really, really bad will happen. It'll catch the winds of somebody outside the community, and that's just all what everybody thinks of us. I don't like that. I don't like being lumped in with the NPC streamers or the AI streamers or like those things. I like being me. I don't want to be a VTuber. I don't want to be a cosplayer. I don't want to be a face streamer. I just want to be here. I am here. I am me. I stream 3 to 4 days a week. I do my shorts that are pre-scheduled. I go to my job. I do my booths and panels and all of those things, and I am just being me. Not because I have to, because I want to. Hold on, I have to do the neck thing, and I'm not going to let you guys listen to that a second time. I also apparently need to break my neck every single stream. Ah, my back! Ah! It hurt! Well, of course you love that I'm me. You sleep in my bed. You sleep with me. That's kind of your job. You have been conditioned to do so. But not a lot of people love me for being me. Not a lot of people love me. Heck, there's a lot of people that don't love me. A lot. I recently had somebody reach out to me about a partnership opportunity, and when I mentioned my prior place of relevant work, they were told that they were warned about me, which is nice. In a not so nice way. Even, I'm not 100% sure when they're gonna announce it themselves, but I have a really fun thing for next August or September. If you don't know, like, there's thank you, but there's a lot of people that don't like me, like slay. Like, okay, not a lot of people like that my model is based off my IRL appearance. Not a lot of people like that I do face cam streams. Not a lot of people like that I do a lot of things in house, that I collab with certain people, that I go to this certain event, that I don't go to these events, that I don't do this. Somebody tried to tell a convention not to work with me because of how I carry myself at other conventions. And they used a picture of me that was taken without consent, by the way, with my cane, and asked the convention themselves whether or not they would like me to be there. Like, they genuinely were like, well, if she comes in person, just so you know, this is what you're going to end up with. And it's me with a picture of my cane from like 2-3 years ago. It wasn't even a relevant picture. So if they were going to try, I swear to God, I'm never going to Anime Impulse ever again. While people don't like that your model and how you carry yourself can choke on a pair of nuts, they probably would like that. Probably a pair of truck nuts. Yeah, like I made my model me on purpose. It wasn't to please anybody. It was just because, yeah, whoever, I know exactly who it was too. It's it's my persona. This is the little person in my computer that gives me good vibes. I've been a bunny girl for forever. I couldn't even get rid of the bunny aspect even with my rebrand. No, but whoever tried to tell Anime Impulse that if they tried to sign me as a guest, they would end up with a disabled piece of shit can go suck a pair of truck nuts. Considering the photo that I got from Impulse was a convention of, it was, I'm sorry. People do not like me. And it's always like dumb things that come to light. I was trying to go to Anime Impulse again as a guest because pretty much almost annually I go as an industry guest and they'll either prop me up with a staff member. What the hell? Like, they'll prop me up with a staff member. They're Canada. Oh. I'm half tempted to start applying to conventions in Canada. I'm half tempted to. We'll go to Niagara Falls or something. Yes, that is the right term. That is very much the right term. But I normally go to Impulse pretty much annually, if not twice a year. To free me, buddy. I normally go to Impulse once or twice a year as a guest, as a industry guest, or as an artist guest, because I used to dance, release music, be a cosplayer. So I have a really good connection with people in Impulse. And actually last year, early this year, the company who should not be named used my industry guest pass to get themselves jump started. That's the whole reason why I ended up working for them in the first place. It was like a quid pro quo situation. I got them badges from Impulse because I was friends with the directors, and like in return I got to do some robot time, and then that's how my services kept going, was I was doing favors for them and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's how it ended up going on. So they tried somebody. I'm not saying who. I don't know exactly where the photo came from, because it was an odd photo, and it's from me being at Impulse as a guest 2 years ago. But the convention director messaged me, hey, are you in Cali this time for Impulse? And I'm like, no, but if you still have a slot available for LA, I'm more than happy to participate for LA as long as the same accommodations are met. The last time I was doing something different, but I would like my normal hookup. And he's like, yeah, by the way, is this you? It's been a while. And I'm like, yeah, but that is from 2 years ago. Why, what's up? And he's like, oh, well, this was sent to me by somebody who was trying to tell me not to partner with you currently, because this is what you have been doing. And I'm like, I have a cane, so what? I know where the picture was from. The picture was from me being at Anime Pasadena. It wasn't even Anime Impulse, because it was my Himiko Toga cosplay from Anime Pasadena, where I ranked in the top 5. That's where that picture was from. Okay, I remember who it is. I know who it is now. I don't have to say I don't know who it is now. I know exactly who it is now. I had a revelation. God. But no, imagine being petty. I know who it is now. It's not them. It's not the company who shall not be named. I'm pretty sure it's somebody who I went to college with, because she was like my cosplay roommate at the time. Yeah, she was my roommate in college. Oh, and I know who it is now. I know who it is. Okay, I had a moment. But imagine going out of your way to get back to the actual topic. Imagine trying to imagine not being chosen to be a guest, and you know that somebody you used to know, used to be close to, used to be friends to, used to work for, or used to work with, got invited to do a guesting, and your urge and your first thought was, instead of trying to work hard to get invited yourself, you just try to shit on them. That's something that I don't like. I don't like that everything in the community has to be a competition. If not a competition, it's a slandering, and there's a very small actual like little slice of people who are trying to make it better. A big example of that is like the Iron Mouse thing. She brought something negative to light, and everybody tried to make it better. And that's something that I like and something that I want. I just would like everybody to be able to admit when something is bad, and it be genuine and not be for a grasp for attention, or a grasp for attention, starting drama. I'm tired of like the copy baity thing. Like, you can't have that design because I had the design first. Okay, I physically look like this. Minus the wings, minus the ears. I physically am this. Like, I am this. I can't change that. I can't change the way that I talk. I can't change the way my schedule is. I can't change who I interact with. I can change that one to a degree, but I'm not changing who my friends are, or who I'm trying to be friends with, for that matter. Like, it's already hard enough trying to get your foot out there in this community. Imagine listening to everybody who told you, hey, you can't be friends with this person because I'm friends with this person. That's not okay. I don't like you. You need to stop being friends with this person. That sucks. It really sucks. But knowing me, if somebody were to say that to me, I would. I genuinely would. I don't like the fight. Also, what's also petty in a funny way is the con goer got told not to partner with you, and the first thing they do is, hey, want a partner? Yeah. Yeah, they were like, hey, don't partner with so and so. This is what she looks like. And then the con director, knowing me, because I used to know him personally, was like, hey, you still want your normal hookup? I'm like, yeah, last time was just special, different circumstances. Give me what you got. I try to tell people this. I used to do conventions in Cali, like volunteer and stuff, and I used to be really good at people control. Not people control, but like I used to be a really good people person. It's kind of diminished with the way that things have been, and like how you know how tasks like how when you put something into the water becomes less safe. That's how it is. People kept putting something into each of the scenes or the places that I've been in, making those places less safe. So I've been interacting with them less and less. Yeah, it's been diluting the water. When you put something into the ether, you're making the ether safe. So people have been trying to make it okay to have this mindset of, if you don't have X amount of followers, if you don't have this partnership, if you don't have this thing or this like life, you don't have anything that I need, so you are no use of me. I hold myself up to that. I would much, like I keep saying this, I would much rather you succeed than you lose everything being my friend. I would much rather you learn and you try your best and you succeed and you do your thing and you be popular and do what you want than you be my friend. Because I know that I'm not able to give you the exact same things that everybody else is. Like, with the certain situation with the company, I told everybody that I was friends with that if they wanted to stop being my friend to work with the company, I was completely okay with that. Because I know that I am not somebody that can give you convention partnerships, meet and greets, like all of these things. I'm not somebody who can provide those things. So I'm not going to expect you to stop using those opportunities just to be my friend. This is a cutthroat kind of business. I'm not going to expect you to. And some people wanted to still be my friend, but I more or less didn't give them the option to, and that's my fault. But I would much rather see them grow and be happy and doing something that they're actually good at than them trying to make me feel better over something they can't control. Because let's face it, some people were dragged into the situation not knowing exactly what happened, and they took sides. Some people didn't ask questions, some people asked too many questions, some people were nice enough to do sit-downs and conversations and were there for moral support, but let's face it, nobody knew exactly what happened other than me, myself, and probably the Anvil. But I would much rather lose my friends while they pursue something happier than them losing everything being my friend. I know it's really fucked up and it's really stupid and it's belittling of myself and it's unbecoming of what I want to be, but I would much rather let everybody else succeed and myself fail so I don't have to bring anybody else with me. That's more of what it is. I don't want anybody else to fail with me. I know what I am. I have failed at so many things. I still feel like a failure. But I would much rather let you succeed and me fail than you trying to fail staying with me. And that's a really sad way to think about it. I would rather you move on and forget about me than you fail. I don't want any of my friends to fail. I don't want any of my friends to feel like they're missing out on something because they decided to be my friend. I would much rather let everybody grow and develop themselves than them trying to lose something, trying to protect me. And I know that comes from a little bit of selfishness, like almost like a martyr syndrome. I've been told it's a martyr syndrome. That I would rather be the villain I would rather be the villain or I would rather be the victim than stand up for myself. And that might be right. I would rather... Thank you. Have good rest. Have good rest. Like, I would rather just fail on my own, not bring anybody else with me. You ever think they're missing out on true friendship from you? You shouldn't decide that for them. If they genuinely wanted to be my friend, I have a really bad habit of reaching out to people even if they don't want me. We've seen that a lot, especially Soraya, because they're my partner. I'll reach out to somebody and overshare or harass them with memes or gifs or photos, and I'll share some bright, exciting news, and then I'll get the same message that I always do. I'm just not in a position to make any friends right now. I'm not. Even if somebody wanted to be my friend right now, let's say from the situation that I was saying, I told everybody that I respected them and I cared for them, but I don't think that I could be their friend, that they should continue working with X, Y, and Z, because I can't give them the exact same thing that they could, that I didn't want them to lose anything from being my friend, that they should take the better opportunity. I haven't reached out to any of those people again since, because why should I? They have every opportunity to be successful, and I don't want to ruin that for them. Like, I don't want to ruin any more people's chances. Like, I don't. After what I was told about me poisoning the space and making the space like destructive and toxic and manipulative, like all of these things that I was told about myself, I would just rather never interact with them again, because I know at least they're being taken care of. Not the way that I was taken care of, but the way that I wanted to be taken care of. And I just want them to succeed. Like I do. I want them to be successful and do their conventions and do their merch and do their partnerships and then be successful. Even if they don't want to be famous, they feel proud of themselves and they succeed. Like, I don't want to be the reason why they never had that chance. I don't want to. Like, I can't. I could never forgive myself if somebody just decided to stop working with somebody and give up one of the biggest opportunities they could have ever had because they wanted to be my friend and support me. I couldn't. So I made that decision for them, and they didn't fight me on it. So obviously they probably had the same thought. If not, they probably didn't want to force it. Like, they probably didn't want to force it. They probably didn't want to break boundaries. They probably didn't want to make it a bigger fight. They just wanted to try. They wanted to try. I just can't. I can't go back and take back what I said. I can't. I literally told everybody to just write me off. I'm not worth it. I'm not worth it. I think that you should continue doing what you're doing, and I will leave you alone because I know that I'm not worth it. I can't take that back. I can't. And I probably lost a good 10 people. A good 10 people from what I said, but also probably a few extras that just ripped me off, that never messaged me again, that have no intention of ever messaging me again or reaching out to me again because of rumors, because of comments. I was told and accused of cheating on my boyfriend during these conventions. I was told I was... Like, I don't want to drag anybody into what I had to deal with. So I thought that they should just get far away from me as possible. Like, they should. They should. And that's a really horrible feeling. Being brought to that point. Where you don't even want comfort. Imagine being brought to the point where you don't want comfort. You don't want comfort. You don't want friends. You don't want support. I want everybody to be worth it. I want, at least, deep down, I feel like everybody, in some way, shape, or form, is worth some bit of sympathy, some bit of respect, some bit of love. There was people who asked questions but still wrote me off afterwards. I can't control that. All I can control was my actions, my apology, and my emotions. But I don't feel like any of them would miss me. I don't. That's why I don't feel so bad. I obviously feel bad now because I'm crying. But I don't think any of them would miss me. I don't. I feel like they were way better off without me to begin with, and I brought them into something that they didn't need to. I feel like that some of them were only my friend because of who I was and who I worked for, and probably didn't care about me in the slightest. There might have been a couple, but I don't think that would have changed much. I'm not popular. I don't have money. I don't have any prospects. I don't have any equipment. I am literally just me. Because I don't miss them. I feel bad. I don't feel like anybody that it's not that I don't feel like I miss them. I feel like I feel discarded. I feel discarded. I feel wasted. Like, I wasted my energy and my attention, my emotions to somebody who probably wouldn't thank me for it. I feel like I wasted my positive spirit. Like I wasted some things more than others. Like I wasted my chance for them to genuinely get to know me. I feel like I missed opportunities, just not being able to accept things. I know that I made a mistake, and that's kind of like the biggest feeling that I have, is that it's not missing, it's regret. That's what I'm trying to say. You feel discarded, so why dwell on those people? Focus on those who value you and are good to you and stick around like it's a lot more than that. I just miss the days where you can just play a game and make a friend online, and that you're like a genuine friend. Like, I kind of miss those days. I miss the days where you can just pop in a Discord and not get yelled at or called slurs or deal with... That's more or less what I'm reminiscing on. I just miss how things could have, like, used to be, and why couldn't they have been that? Like, they were like that before. Just hopping in a game, playing together. Not everything had to be business and numbers and money and focus, and just... You just miss... Yeah. Or even just hopping on Twitter and making a comment and not being immediately attacked. Like, I miss being able to comment on people's things, being like, oh my god, that's so cute. I hope that, like, we can meet sometime. I'm going to this convention. Oh, you're self-promoting. That's so unsafe. You're being parasocial. You're a creep. I miss just being able to be like, hey, that's so exciting. That's so exciting. I'm going there too. Let's meet. The only time where that really hasn't happened was talking about Off-Kai. Because everybody going was already a VTuber. And everybody going was already aware, like, hey, that event is for VTubers. So we're going to run into a lot of VTubers. Let's network. I hate that everything has to be a network. It's a networking opportunity. It's this, it's that. Why can't we just make friends? Everybody already has their friends and making cliques, and I don't have, like, I've just been doing auto posts. I've just been doing auto posts and scheduling them. I've been a lot more active on Instagram. Soraya, did you tell the house that I'm streaming? Because the yelling up the stairs is not okay. Thank you. I've had a lot more positive experiences and interactions off of YouTube and Twitter. Not Twitter. YouTube and Instagram. YouTube and Instagram have actually been pretty nice. I haven't tried Threads. I don't want to. But Twitter and Blue Sky, they're just on auto posts. Because I schedule things a couple weeks in advance. Because let's face it, with me working 4 to 5 days a week, it's a lot easier for me to just schedule posts for the days that I'm gone, and then me posting my actual interaction stuff on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But I just miss when, like, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it anymore. I don't. I feel like I got most of it out. I just miss it. I do. I really just miss it. I don't even know how, like, the community as a whole could be not saved, but improved. I just really wish that this stream wasn't a bad idea. I really hope this stream wasn't a bad idea. Just taking a moment and talking through it. Obviously, there's always a risk making a vulnerable type stream like this. That's why when I tweeted about it, I said that it was going to be, I had to very much emphasize that this is me talking about my mental health and anything else that I found useful from other people's experiences. But this was me being very vulnerable and me talking genuinely, openly. There will most likely still be an issue with it. There always is. But I just hope that... Honestly, I just hope that somebody enjoyed listening. If not enjoyed, they found it helpful. I'm probably gonna end it here. I haven't eaten dinner yet. I'm most likely gonna end it here. I might make this, because I finally got the setup that I would like for actual Cupid's Lounge stuff. I'm glad you were here, Bearded. It's been a while. I hope you've been doing okay. Hope I didn't scare you off again. Please don't tattle on me. Please. I swear. Please. I'm very vulnerable right now. I'm debating on who to raid. No. I don't even know who you would tell. You want to raid Mandy? We can raid Mandy. I was debating between Mandy, Rainy, LD's Live, E. Okay, I guess we raid Mandy. I don't even know if I'm typing the wrong thing. Fuck me. I'm gonna go blow my nose, eat my dinner, caress boyfriend, get lectured by boyfriend, you know, all usual post-stream shit. Oh, Mandy's making people's bedrooms in Sims. I forgot about this. Okay, Mandy is making VTuber-themed bedrooms in The Sims, and I actually applied. I didn't apply. I forgot to post yours. Look what you did. So we're gonna go read Mandy. Okay, bye-bye. I don't even know if my thing is gonna do the thing. Hold on. Oh, where is it? Okay, found it.